Guys, I'm Lyndon Forrester with Heal, Live, Thrive Community, helping people heal, live, and thrive. That's what it's all about. We are going to be introducing Cacey Scott today. He's presenting at the Soul to Soul Summit. Who's going to be there at the Soul to Soul Summit? I want to see some comments. Light it up in the chat, guys. We are unleashing the full force of powerful voices in well-being and health, and just soulful individuals, people who are like Cacey Scott that we're bringing on today, that have a powerful message that will help you transform your life, transform your health, and connect to the divine. Hey, Maria, thanks for joining. There's Cacey Scott. He's coming on today. I'm excited. I'm just about to bring on Cacey today. But remember, register at the link in our bio if you want to be a part of this amazing event. It's going to be so great. There's going to be so much good information. And 18 presenters supporting our Core 4 supplement campaign and the Patron Project. 37 total people. Together, we're providing emergency needs to these healing warriors, like food, healthy food, critical supplements, housing costs. And that's everything. They work full-time at their health. They will inspire you. If you get to know these individuals, they are incredible people. I know them. I know some of them myself personally. They are incredible warriors, and they're fighting tooth and nail for their health. So we're going to bring on Cacey Scott right now, and he's going to be telling us about what he's bringing to the Soul to Soul Summit. I'm super excited to meet Cacey. Cacey, I accepted. Where you at? Let's try it. There we go.
Hello, Lyndon.
Nice to meet you, brother. How's it going today? What's good for you?
Nice to meet you too, man. Um, well, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in my life right now. I'm in a huge transition from, chronic illness to health, finding my purpose. I mean, it's kind of a little chaotic, to be honest with you, but I feel, amazing, health wise and the healing that I've done. So it's very incredible. Today is a beautiful day, and every day of life is a beautiful day.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Cacey. I'm so glad to meet you. I've heard a lot about you in the community. Like, I bet we have a bunch of, shared friends and people that we talk to in this community. It's really a powerful community. So I just want to say thank you for coming on today and being a part of this incredible event. Such an amazing cause to be supporting these healing warriors. And you're going to be giving us a presentation. But let's get started by just letting people get to know you a little bit, and how you came to find Anthony William and begin to transform your health and take your life in a new direction. Oh, Casey's frozen. Uh-oh. I'm on to you. I know what's going on here. Checkmate. Sorry, Cacey. I'm just stalling for a minute here because the video has frozen and I can't hear you. If you can hear me, you can maybe try exiting and re-entering. If you have to, I'm going to invite you again. Wow, technology today. See, when you know when somebody's got a power. Oh, we're back.
Are we back? Are we
We're
back?
back.
Okay. I don't
Okay,
know
so
what
did you
happened. I lost you guys.
did you catch that question that I was
I
asking?
did. I did catch that question. Thank you for the intro. I'm happy to be here. I've actually seen you at a few events. We've just never had a chance to actually talk. So, but we've been connected now at the right time. But yeah, the medical me information has transformed my life in so many ways. I found him back in It was originally started in 2017, but I didn't start his information until 2018. I had to go through a lot of roller coasters, the doctor scene. I had to wean out everything that wasn't meant for me, that wasn't going to be the option to heal me, and go through a lot of really dark times before I awakened to the healing path of the medical medium. And I found a lot of spiritual healing first. incredible amounts of spiritual healing because I had so much fear around my symptoms, around what was happening, and resistance to it. And once I overcame that fear, I surrendered my life. I devoted my life to God and my spiritual evolution. Then I was ready to. I started to get better that way, but I was ready to start the medical medium information. Then it all kind of connected to me, and I was ready to embark on that journey. And once I found it, man, I remember being at the doctor, and he's like, "You have Epstein-Barr virus," and I'm like, oh shit, like I know how to heal because I read the book, or I listened to a podcast of his about EBV back in 2017 in the summer. It was like 8 months later. I wasn't ready to start it then. I had that book still, Life Changing Foods, and he said he diagnosed me with chronic fatigue syndrome. And I was like, oh man, I think I know how to heal. I went back, opened the book up, and it was just like bing, 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 then I dove into my detox journey, just straight in fruits and vegetables. I was fully ready to go, committed to it. And I've been on that journey now for 7.5 years of nonstop detoxification, all detoxification. And then during that process, it's been a very, very hard process for me. It has been about spiritual enlightenment, evolution through that suffering. And that's why I love this summit, and I love that I get an opportunity to talk about that. What led me through that darkness and through that hardship was being so connected to my soul, finding my guidance through myself and through my values.
Wow. There's a lot to be said there. So the main it sounds like the main struggle was um chronic fatigue syndrome, which is huge in this community. It's just so much fatigue. And it was caused by Epstein-Barr. Um, so what did the doctor tell you to do? And how did you respond to that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the doctors just I was at a place where I was like becoming so aware of truth and healing, and believing that you can fully heal at that time that I went to that doctor. A couple months prior, I was not in that space, but at the moment, he's like, you're gonna have this forever. And I just like, no, I don't believe that. Like, I just didn't believe it at all. I just chose not to believe in that, or really give any of my power away to the doctor. Because I went to another doctor and I got diagnosed with Lyme disease too. I got different diagnoses. And then I went to that Lyme doctor and I was like, I got diagnosed with EBV too. And he's like, yeah, yeah. He sees that everyone has EBV that gets diagnosed with Lyme. And I'm like, isn't there something there, to that? So that's a whole nother, spiral that is not known a lot in the Lyme community, that it's actually Epstein-Barr virus. But yeah, I stopped the doctor scene. I literally stopped going and just chose to fully become my own healer.
Amazing. That's a bold move for some people. Some people that's like, whoa, now you're acting dangerous now. But did you have some resistance in your life? Was there people around you trying to influence you? How did you find that
Well,
strength to
well,
just take charge of
that's
your
that's why the spiritual mindset work is so important, because I found my confidence in myself. I stopped giving my power away to other people. If you're listening to your family or your friends on what to do for your health, they don't know what's best for you. They're so stuck thinking that doctors can save you, which of course sometimes they can be helpful if you get to the right one, maybe in maybe some areas. But for the most part, God put everything within us to heal and on the earth. And that's what medical medium is teaching people about, that and how to do that. And I had so much conviction around that my confidence, no one was really saying anything to me, right? Because I had gone through that. My parents were like, they saw me go to the doctor scene and they saw nothing happening, right? Now they weren't believers in it. I was living at my parents' at the time because I couldn't afford to work or support myself. So thankfully they were pretty cool about it. They offered me the space to heal. But yeah, no one was saying anything to me because I was so confident, and I wasn't going to listen to them.
wow. It's an interesting dynamic because from the perspective of those that haven't really truly suffered in chronic illness, they see people going in all kinds of different directions with a lot of force and commitment. But to them, it's just another gimmick, another scam, you know. And for you, here you actually found it. You started to really make some progress, right? So what does that look like? How did that benefit start to show up for you? What did you notice as you're really gaining ground?
Well, yeah. So, like I said, I did a lot of spiritual work, and that I was bedbound, and I was in such fight or flight, that fear. And Anthony talks about adrenaline and the effects of that. So once I calmed my body down, I did a lot of meditation and breathing, affirmations, and I was able to then get myself up and start running some errands and doing. I worked out like once, but then it messed me up. So I wasn't back. I was not fully healed by any means after that. I needed to cleanse my body really bad. And I had already been off like a lot of the troublemakers for, man, in about 6 months, but I was eating high meat, like high meat. And I fully went plant based when I found medical medium, and the immediate shit, I felt like I had the flu the first week. Like, I mean, my body was needing to cleanse so bad. After I've been constipated my whole life, the immediate signs were after a week, I was going to poop every day. Like, that was like the biggest obvious sign to me, was that I was eliminating, right? After shoot, 25 years of constipation. And that's highly uncomfortable. So that was obvious. I had night sweats that were severe. Those went away. So that's another obvious sign. But honestly, I was somebody a reverse, like I was reverse to a lot of people, where there were those signs of healing that were super obvious. But then I felt worse in so many other ways because I was so sensitive. I was somebody who's extremely sensitive and highly reactive to healing reactions. So I would drink celery juice, have the heavy metal detox smoothie, eating a lot of melons. And I mean, my mind would get super dark, racing thoughts, body vibrations. I'd get really exhausted and tired. All the symptoms that I had underneath would kind of come up, and it would be a wave. I'd have to slow down a little bit and take a little break from those. Not fully, but just cut back a little bit, and then it would clear out, and I'd start to feel a little bit better. And then I'd do it again, and I'd get back up. Because I understood that if I wanted to heal, I needed to get all the crap out of my body, right? That's the only way you get rid of a virus fully, is by getting rid of all the metals and poisons. So that's exactly what I did. And it was excruciating hardship. Man. It was only my mindset and spiritual connection that got me through it. To be honest with you, it was really hard, but I knew that I was healing. That's the thing. Like, I knew that I believed in the information. I trusted what my body was doing. I trusted it. Made pure sense to me. You eat fruits and vegetables, they're going to remove everything that's not meant to be in your body. So I believed in it and trusted it, and that's all I needed to know, because then I knew that what I was going through was temporary experience. I just had to continue that process. So now, after 7.5 years of cleansing, I was alone living with my parents, moved in with my girlfriend about 4 years later. We got engaged, we got married, I have a kid. Uh, I'm out running errands every day. I'm playing golf, like I'm getting my life back, my health back. I had no brain function. I had no clarity. I had constant racing mind, constant anxiety, OCD, body vibrations, leg weakness, heart palpitations. I mean, over 100 neurological symptoms that were super severe, that probably are cut down to now about maybe like 5 to 10. At, like, let's say if they're at 100%, they're now maybe at like 10%. So I probably have about 1 to 2 years left of my cleansing before I'm fully healed. But where I'm at now, it's just like so joyful than compared to where I was, years ago.
Wow. Did you just say 100 symptoms?
Oh, easily.
Wow.
I listed them all out one time, and it was around 100.
Amazing. Sometimes you just want to look at that list and say, Wow.
Yeah.
How far
Yeah.
have I come?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really incredible journey.
Amazing. So, what was your inspiration to join us now and bring all of this experience that you have in healing to the Soul to Soul Summit?
Well, honestly, when they reached out to me, I was really humbled and happy that they did. I know that what I went through has taught me so much, right? That just my belief in the body's ability to heal is enough for me to want to help people, right? And help these other people who are suffering, and knowing that where they're at, what they're going through can be a temporary thing. But it can also be a thing if they show up in the right way that really helps them evolves their soul, evolves their growth, and find that inspiration to become a better, higher version of themselves. And that's what I'm all about, right? So I am about using our pain to turn into purpose, using our pain to become a more powerful version of us, right? Because any darkness that it comes our way, we can turn it into light, right? That's when we follow our soul, we have that ability to do that and overcome that and live in that light. And so that's why I'm super excited to be talking about what I'm talking about in the summit.
Which is soul alignment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about like, to me, another way of putting it is just aligning at the deepest core, aligning everything to the deepest core of yourself, like the most you that is you, right?
Your
Does
your
that
your
sound about right?
your authentic self, absolutely. It's connecting, and that what that means is connecting to your heart space, finding out more about yourself, learning about yourself. Like when you go through something hard, you end up knowing who you are on the other side of that, where a lot of people don't, right? They're lost chasing, materialistic things. And if that's where you're at, cool. But we all have an awakening, and that awakening is connect to our soul, which is infinite. Our soul is infinite, that has the answers. Our soul is love. And the hardships of the planet is to teach us how to become that unconditional love, right? Like God, like embodiment of that spirit. And so there's ways to connecting with your soul, right? To finding direction, inner connection. And that's what I really value. And when you do, that's where joy comes from. That's where healing comes from. That's where love comes from within you, within your soul. So it's becoming the authentic version of yourself.
Yeah, the authentic version of yourself. I'm just reminded. I'm hearing this, and I'm just reminded of the thing that SOC said. He said something like, "There will be no joy. There will be no what are the other words he was using? Joy, hope, faith. I think um, any until those who suffer are understood. Basically, like we have to come through compassion to get back our joy, to get back the good life, the things that we really want to experience in life. That's just kind of what brought that to that. That's what you're saying brought to mind. Somebody in the chat has a question. Do you want to answer that, Casey?
I
And
do mind. Yeah,
Angela,
I'm an open book. I don't mind asking questions or answering questions at all.
yeah, she's I can't Angela dot uh is that Mihut? Hi Casey, how do you feel about all the time invested into the illness? She doesn't want to use the word wasted. Good.
Without that time alone, without that time losing friends, without that time losing my job, without that time embracing, like going through discomfort, I don't become the person I am. I don't become love. I don't become light. I don't become. It's about enlightenment, right? It's about learning who you are, right? It's about connecting to your soul. So your purpose, right? When you get chronic illness, is your healing, right? It's investing that time into you. It's shifting from one way of living, right? We have to understand that the earth has been in one way for so long, right? And there's been a lot of darkness on the planet, right? Well, now there's a lot of light coming on the planet. And it's the people who are plucked out of the crowd to, when they get chronic symptoms, are the ones who shift their entire way of being. They go from a way of eating out at restaurants, eating these fast foods, and eating all these foods, right, to make them happy and to fulfill themselves, and working their jobs, and then putting their attention on looking for a vacation, materialistic items. When you go through a time when you get disconnected from that, you're shifting into a different way of living, right? And that different way of living is what God is trying to set forth for our future, where you're more aligned with the earth, with fruits, with vegetables, with juicing, right? It's a different way, and it changes you. It changes you, right? So what you're going through is a shift in consciousness and a shift in change, right? And we have to trust that change, trust the difference of your healing path, right? It's incredibly hard, which is why Lyndon was saying that, and SOC was saying the compassion part, right? It's all about being so unconditionally compassionate to where you're at, because it's not your fault that you're there, but we must take responsibility. And when we lose so many things, like our health and what we're able to do, we must learn how to love ourselves through that process wholeheartedly. And when you do that and you are able to surrender to God, you find peace in the chaos. You find peace in that. So that time in chronic illness is not wasted. Absolutely not. I would not change what I went through for absolutely anything, even though I suffered so bad with these symptoms, right? But God was calling me to become a version of myself, right? I had to step up, right? Just like we all do. We must find our strength, our power, our courage to face what we're going through, right? And then choose aligned actions so that we can heal. And that's what it's all about. And that time does not become wasted. You find your power, which I'm sure, Lyndon, you've experienced.
I suppose you could say that. Yeah, and when you say I wouldn't change, I wouldn't change a thing about all that hell that you just walked through. I see you carrying buckets of water, as Robin Cheney puts it, carrying those buckets of water out of hell to help other people put out the flames.
And I just see Angela, who had just asked a question: would you choose a hard challenge all over again? Hell no. Would I choose that again? No. That's the thing, is like I would never have chosen that for myself. Right? This is really important to understand. I would not choose to go through that. As humans, we want to feel good. That's why I was choosing everything that served me to get to my full health while focusing on the soul growth. There's no way we would never really choose suffering for ourselves.
Right.
Uh, it's not a place we want to be. But that's where we don't get that choice, right? That's where our lives are spirit led. And when we deeply surrender to that path, we can create peace with that suffering. We can create more embrace it, which calms the body, calms the nervous system, calms the adrenal glands, which is so critical for the body to heal, right? And so understanding that we don't choose these things, but we must accept them, and we must focus on, okay, what do I need to do to get better? Right? We make the best of what cards were dealt.
It's a great message. uh, so many people need to hear that. You know, I can see why you've gotten the praise that you do in the community. You're a truth teller, man.
That's Thank you, man. It's just it's authenticity, right? I had to show up for myself in that way, so I'm going to share that message. I know I've become so empowered because of that darkness. Like, I feel so aligned within myself. Like, if people want to feel that God connection, it's within them, and it's within let's say that somebody is going through something really hard and scary and dark, right? Well, that's an absence of faith, of absence of trust, right? When they're if they can't be at peace within that, that's an absence of faith, right? Which medical medium talks about faith. And faith is the embodiment of acting like what you want to happen has already happened. So you're getting that opportunity to step out into that unknown and surrender deeper, right, to God, to build your faith, which you don't get unless you go through something hard. So it's understanding that hard things that happen to people on the planet, if they choose, can be for evolution, and you can find your faith and you can completely turn it into healing, money, support, abundance. It's all accessible within us. When we follow our soul, we follow God, the light, whatever it is that you believe in.
Amazing. Well said, my friend. So Casey, yeah, you're getting a lot of love in the chat there. I see.
I love
Ins-
every one of these people.
Inspiration. I want to read all this. Casey, can I read a couple of these comments there?
Absolutely.
Liz03 says, Casey inspires me every day. I've been following him for years, and he's helped me out so much. I'm so thankful for him. Athena, baby, Casey has kept me going on numerous occasions when I was losing my faith. I'm in 10 years now. ABS have healed so much. I'm not sure what ABS. Still healing. So thankful for this community. Casey is my earth angel, Jax MMVMS says. And D Donco. Hi, Casey. Everything you have shared through the years has healed me and is still healing me. I couldn't have done any of this without you. Love you bunches. Goodbye. Goodbye, veg. I don't know. Goodbye, Guinness. There we go. Great to see you, Casey and Lyndon. Keep working for the light. Okay, awesome. Love all the chats in there. Who's going to make it to the summit, by the way, and check out Casey's amazing presentation about soul alignment? Drop us a comment. Let us know. Drop an emoji. Now, Casey, can you tell us a little bit more about what to expect at your presentation and who's going to be called out to really connect with that?
Absolutely. I'm super excited to share it. When I got sick, there's this, we don't have a lot of direction in that time. It's really an unknown place for a lot of people. And what the universe was showing me in that space was that it's okay to be there, and that you can find peace and love within yourself. So I'm going to be talking about soul, your highest soul values, right? When you have a certain amount of values and then you live in order of your most important to least important values, that's your direction. Those are your answers, right? A lot of people, they'll say they have values, but they don't actually truly live by them, right? That when you live through your soul, you're living through a high level of integrity, right? A high level of connection and presence within yourself. And so I'm going to be talking about what soul values are, like what really high values are, how to incorporate that into your life, and how to use those as a guidance system for you to know how to show up for yourself during this time, to know that's where you get your direction, is by living through what you value. Because if you don't know your values, if you're disconnected from those, if you don't have them in order, right? Because there's so many stressors that come your way, you can learn how to make your days not so stressful with healing when you go through what you value. So I don't want to give away too much, because it's going to be awesome, right? We want people there. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to share my journey with that and how it helped me and help people integrate that into their lives, right? So I'm telling you guys, it's life changing, right? It seems very simple. And that's the answers. That's what I'm saying. The answers are within our soul. And that's what this summit is trying to teach, is that our souls give us that guidance, right? Our souls give us those answers uh, to navigate our journey.
Awesome. Navigating that journey it's a jungle, to say the least. Um, People are going to need that support, that inspiration. So I want to see everybody come to your presentation, Cacey. I want to be there. I know everybody's going to enjoy that and they're going to get a lot out of that. We all need inspiration. Inspiration is so powerful for helping us through those moments and just connecting back to ourselves. Um, and Cacey is inviting you to connect back to yourself in this presentation, is what it sounds like. Connect to you and find your own guidance so that you can just tune out the noise and the mess and the confusion.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's exactly it, right? Is that we have the power to move through. God has gifted us the power to move through our journey within ourselves and to find that, right? With the medical medium information, when you have that truth there, you follow it, then you also follow your soul, right? It's those two things, right? And that will lead you to your health.
It will. So, Cacey, now as we begin to wrap up here, can you share? Is there anything else you want to share with people before you talk about your? Do you have like a gift that you're offering?
I honestly, I haven't. I saw an email with that. I haven't. I do have something, a PDF that I could share.
Okay,
Absolutely. I just haven't shared it yet.
gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries. So, do you want to tell people a little bit about that, or do you want to surprise them later on?
Um, I will send it. I'll send it. It's honestly, guys, it's just a powerful. I mean, there's tons of affirmations in there. It's a processing tool for when your mind is negative, you're in fear. How do you reel that back in, right? And I've actually never shared it like freely. I use it with my clients. So whoever does come to the summit, right, it's going to be a gift on using it as a way of moving through that challenge, right? It's just a processing tool. A lot of people get stuck, right? They don't know how to work with their mind, right? The darkness, fear, negative thinking, you get in loopholes in your mind. Well, how do you navigate that, right? How do you reel yourself back into peace, into belief, into faith, right? And this is a tool that helps you shift that mind space, right? Which ultimately calms the body, right? Because your body or your mind, your body reacts to thought, right? Medical medium says that your body reacts to thought. So we need that mind to be positive so that
Absolutely.
the body can react joyfully and more healing with less adrenaline.
Less adrenaline. Yeah, staying out of the fear adrenaline,
That's right.
which is the most harmful
The
thing.
most harmful thing for your body, yes.
Yeah. So, and anything else you want to share with people as we're wrapping up here, Cacey?
I just want people to know, well, definitely come to the summit. Come to the summit. I just want everyone to know that you guys are so powerful, right? You have the answers, but you got to work on yourself, right? We have to work on yourself. That's exactly what this is for. It's for growth. It's for so much growth. Learning to not react to people, to not take things personally from people. What other people say or do has nothing to do with you, right? For learning how to follow your own guidance system, for learning how to have faith, how to believe, how to stay positive during hard times, right? How to stay calm, right? How to stay loving with yourself. Because imagine you go through something and you actually start loving yourself through it. What happens on the other side? What is growing within you when you're feeding yourself love, right? Self-love first, right? It's growing, right? So this is what I'm talking about self-transformation through your symptoms, right? Working on yourself to be a better human being, your truest self, right? Medical Medium has a meditation, the sunset meditation, to build your trust. And within that, he talks about the more trust that you can build, right? The more you connect to your true self, right? He says that. So he doesn't talk a lot about this, but he knows it, right? He knows it. He's so consumed with teaching people what's causing and how to cleanse and stuff like that. But he does every now and then, give little nuggets in that spiritual journey. So you guys have the power. You're so powerful. Keep working on yourself. Keep the faith, and you guys can overcome and heal from anything. And we'll see you at the summit.
Yeah, guys. So somebody asked, it's coming up September 9th through the 17th. Every day is going to be hosted in Zoom. So you'll have to register to get there and see Cacey and any of the other 18 amazing presenters. I'm Lyndon. I'll also be presenting as one of those 18. And how can people connect to you, Cacey, if they want to reach out to you, get to know you a little bit more?
Yeah, that's great. Cool. I didn't know you were presenting. That's awesome.
Yeah,
What's your topic?
just going beyond the physical healing, healing at the highest levels, like healing your life,
Hmm.
in
I
other
love that.
words.
That's what it's all about, right? Getting your whole life in order.
Yeah. We're
Um,
talking we're talking like the big enchilada, the big picture.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, I love that so much. That's gonna be awesome. Um, well, the easiest way to find me is on my Instagram, which should be linked here. It's just Cacey.Scott, right? Cacey. I'm making a lot of this spiritual healing content right now. I use down if people scroll down, they'll find just absolutely unlimited amounts of medical medium information that's still there. But right now I'm talking about really mindset and spiritual on how to get through those hard times, right? The detox and your symptoms, right? Like getting your life together, like Lyndon here's talking about. But if they click the link in my bio, they can work with me. And if people had questions for me, they can DM me.
okay, so you prefer to be contacted through Instagram, and your handle is, just one more time, spell it out for people at.
Yeah, yeah, Cacey. So Casey.Scott.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
With
and
two
I
T's.
two C's. That's right.
No, no, two T's on Scott,
Yeah, two T's on Scott and two C's on Casey.
two C's on Casey. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's an unusual name for Casey for my eyes, but
For the spelling of it, yeah.
yeah. So thanks again so much for joining us. I really appreciate you sharing your light and your words, powerful inspiration today. I'm going to take that with me, and that's going to resonate throughout my day, and I'm going to enjoy it that much more. So thank you for being a
Beautiful.
part of the summit, for everything that you do, all the incredible work in this community. I can't wait to see you. What time is your interview? Do you know?
It's at 11 a.m. Let me double.
Okay. The day and time. Okay, Casey may have dropped there. So I'll give him just a moment, and then if he doesn't come back, we'll just wrap it up. But we'll be announcing, so keep an eye on social media. Make sure you're following, liking, sharing our posts. It's going to help those chronic healing warriors out there. And we're going to be updating all the schedule and the times as we're going forward from September 9th through 17th. Register, guys. We want to see everybody there, even if you can't donate. Your presence is amazing support in and of itself. So, all right. Yeah, I think Casey froze again. So, um, so guys, we'll see you all soon. Thank you for joining today. Until next time, keep an eye out for more interviews. Take care.